Hi, this is Carol, and today I just wanted to start by making some risers or some pretty Easter eggs I found. Started with some 4x4 blocks, 6 inches and 4 inches high, some white craft paint, and I was going to use the stencil, but you'll see later I decided to use something else. Just need to paint around all 4 sides with the white paint. It leaves a bit of a rustic finish. I ended up doing 2 coats in order to get enough of a cover, but it still allowed some of the grain and some of the color to show through from the natural wood, which was exactly what I wanted. You'll have to paint the top as well, because you'll still be able to see that in the finished product. Just the bottom doesn't need to be painted. So you can go ahead again, paint all 4 sides and do 2 coats. So while that was drying, I started off on the next phase, which was to paint my little bunnies and use some burlap. So I decided instead of the stencil to go with these little wooden bunnies and to paint those black and apply those to some burlap ribbon that I'm going to glue to the pedestals or the risers for the Easter eggs. So I wanted 2 per side, and so I needed 16 of the bunnies. I got almost all of my supplies at Dollarama or the Dollar Tree, and with the exception of the wood, came from a I believe it was Home Depot. Asked my wonderful other half to cut those in 6-inch and 4-inch heights for me. You can, however, go to building supply stores and they'll usually do the cuts for you, and sometimes they even have some scraps that they'll be willing to share with you. So these little bunnies, believe came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm painting these black. There's the finished product, all 16 of them. So while they were drying, I went back to the wood pedestals and used some burlap ribbon that I believe I also found at the Dollarama, and just simply finding the roughest or least nice side to make my seam, because that side won't be seen. Just using a little hot glue to attach the burlap to the pedestal. Now I decided to use burlap and I decided to apply it in the middle. You can certainly use any ribbon or fabric that you prefer, and if you prefer putting it at the top, the bottom, certainly up to you. The idea here is to have some fun and be creative. This was my idea and my idea of creativity, so please, by all means, do it the way you see best and how you feel it would look best. And then I just need to glue the bunnies. As I said, I decided to go 2 per side. Just trying to keep those even and all at the same height and distance apart. You'll see me often crafting at the island in the kitchen at the cottage, so you'll be seeing a lot of my stove, dishwasher, and cupboards in the videos, but it is a very comfortable place to be crafting, and that's why I use it. It's the right height. So I'm just going ahead and gluing the bunnies on and trying to make those straight. And then I'll turn that around, continue gluing them on, and that's what it looks like. And then moving on to the taller pedestal. The taller pedestal required a little bit more hot glue around the sides just to keep it in place. For some reason, the shorter one stayed in place without having to add additional glue other than at the seams. Now I use my scissors when I'm using fabric that's either porous or thin because the hot glue really burns your fingertips, and so my scissors tend to do the trick of keeping things in place and pushing down versus using my fingers. I have noticed people using what looks like a rubber or Teflon fingertip, and I'm going to go looking for those. It's like almost like a thimble, but I think it's meant to be used with hot surfaces or hot glue. So I'm going to go see if I can find one of those. And then applying the bunnies on the taller riser as well. And there's the final product without, well, not the final product, semi-final. Those are the eggs that I was talking about that I liked so much. And I decided what I would do would be to create a little nest on the top of the riser for the egg. Just a little additional added touch. So I just simply shaped it in a circle like the shape of a nest, added some hot glue to the surface, and then just simply glued the moss down. Then selected the egg, and then I decided to glue the egg as well for some stability, just to ensure it didn't topple over. And there you go. There's one riser done. And then again, same idea, just shape it into a nest shape. Glue it to the surface. And there you go. And we have a replica of an old cook stove that I love to display all of the crafts on. And you'll see what that final product looks like in a second. And there you go. That's what it looks like. Have a great day. Bye.